Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Today I'm going to be doing an informative speech. The purpose of an informative speech is to inform. I will be informing you of how to plan a wedding. Say hello to my audience. It's tuning in via Skype, so work with me here. Okay, I have come up with a guide as to how to plan a wedding. So, this is my how to plan a wedding guide. I'm going a little bit so you can see. So, let's get started. My first tip to you would be, if you were planning a wedding, bridesmaids. When choosing your bridesmaids, choose ladies who are dependable, ladies who can help you with what you need, ladies who have money, and ladies who know their role. Okay? A lot of people may or may not try to take over your wedding and tell you what they want to do and what they think is best, but a lot of people forget to realize and understand that it's the bride's day and what she wants and whatever she say goes. That happened with me. I'm doing wedding planning right now as well, and initially I had 14 bridesmaids. Yes, 14. Well, it didn't turn out right. Now I have 5. A lot of them just didn't want to do right. So, to save yourself the time and the trouble, remember my first tip. Dependability, money that can help, ones that know their role. Saves you a lot of time and aggravation. My 14 bridesmaids cried over this dress. This is a $120 dress from David's Bridal. How I ended up with 5 bridesmaids, by the way. So keep that in mind. I recommend you go pick a wedding dress by yourself. Don't take your bridesmaids with you. Go look online, go in the store, however you have to do it. Pick their dress out by yourself. When you come up with something definite that you know for sure you want for your wedding day, do what I did or however you want to do it. But this is the dress that I picked out finally. And these are my colors. So what I did was, with my bridesmaids, I sent them a picture of the dress with the colors. I told them where they can get the dress from. It's from David's Bridal, so they can go in there and get fitted and everything else all in one. No hassle. I gave them a deadline to put a deposit on their dress, and I gave them a deadline to pay it off. And it was reasonable. They have until next year to pay the dress off. I'm getting married in July. They have until like March, April. So I gave them well enough time. But I recommend doing it that way because it saves you a lot of stress and aggravation way down the road. Trust me. My next tip number 2. If you can afford a wedding planner, get one immediately. Reason I say that, because there's a lot of things that go into planning a wedding. You have to worry about your venue, you have to worry about your minister, whether you want it in a church, beach, a vineyard, food, drinks, guest list, invitations, your dress, your bridesmaid's dress, groomsmen, colors, cake, the list goes on and on. If you can afford a wedding planner, it will save you a lot of time because you have someone who's going to worry about all of that, and that takes a lot of stress off of you and allows you to really enjoy your engagement and all the excitement and perks that come with it, not being stressed out, stuck trying to figure out how many people you're going to invite, whatever the case may be. So get a wedding planner if you can. My third tip would be budgeting. Be very strict with your budget. It is your wedding day, true indeed, but you still have to live after your wedding. Keep that in mind, okay? My budget was $5,000. When I initially did it, because I had no idea what I was doing, it was $8,000. I took some things out. I went back. I did it again. It was $7,000. So I had no clue what I was doing. But also, I would recommend, if you have people in your family that have been married for a while, just got married, either way, it doesn't matter. Go to them for help. Trust me. They're going to know some little shortcuts around things and a cheaper way to get things, and it's going to keep your budget intact. I have my stepmom who's been married 16 years now. I have my cousin who's been married for like 2 years, and I have another cousin who's been married for like, I think 5 or 6 years. Either way, after consulting with all of them, I'm now under budget. My budget is $4,400 now. So I think you kind of get the idea. Here's a picture of my budget. And I also put a guide as to how to set up a budget. This will come in handy also. You can go on weddingplanner.com. They have like it's free, so you don't have to pay anything. But it's a guide, and it kind of helps you keep track of what needs to be done, and it crosses things out as you do them, so then you don't have to worry about whether or not you did this already. It keeps you in order. So it's a very good site. I use it myself, so I definitely recommend that. Also, to-do list. Same thing with wedding planner. It's a lot of intimate details that go into wedding planning that a lot of people don't realize. You only think about the big stuff, but if you use this, it may come in handy, and it may help you with those little things that you're not thinking about. Also, wedding cakes. This is a picture of the wedding cake that I want to use. I'm going to get my cake from Little Dutch Bakery here in Augusta. They're going to make my wedding cake. So cakes would be another thing that is very important. Shop around. Don't just go with what you think looks good or what someone recommends. Listen to their ideas. I'm not saying block them out. Listen to them. But at the same token, shop around, because your budget and what their budget was may be two different things. Okay, wedding cakes can get expensive if you want it customized and all of that stuff. So shop around. Do cake tasting. Very important. You don't want to just get a cake and don't taste it and then show up on your wedding day and now you have a nasty cake. That's not good. So I definitely recommend cake tasting. I'm not a very big person with cake, but I'm definitely doing cake tasting because I need a pretty good cake for my wedding day. So keep that in mind. Save the dates, invitations. This is my 4th tip to you all. When doing save the dates and invitations, put them together as one. Here's an example of one. The reason why I say that is because the rule is if you're doing a destination wedding, you have to send your invitations out a year in advance. If you're doing something locally, it's 6 to 8 months in advance. But no one wants to send a save the date out and then a few months later you're sending out a formal invitation. So to keep all that from happening, do it all in one. Okay? Trust me, it can be done. And then you only paying one time. You don't have to worry about sending out a second set of invitations. You don't have to worry about all of that. So, one and done. That's my tip. Tip number 5, food. Okay? When you're doing food for your wedding, it's easy to choose what you want, what your fiance wants. But if you're kind of in my situation, my fiance's family doesn't eat pork. My family does eat pork. So, I kind of have to level a little bit. If you happen to be in that situation, or whether you're not, if you're doing food, if you have family members that can get together and come up with this meal for you, or friends of the family that can help, however, trust me, use them. It's going to save you a lot of money. I have a quote here from Country Line Catering, which is in Orangeburg, where I plan on doing my wedding. Well, I don't know if you can really see it, but if you can't, for them to cater for my wedding for 200 people is a total of $3,547.80. Get family members, trust me. It's still a lot of things to do. These are the certain things that I chose to talk about, but it's a million and one things still to do quite yet. But this is my informative speech. I have informed you of how to plan a wedding. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it may help someone along the way. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye.